reification that is what Leaflet just did there. Okay, let me replay it. See if you catch it.
Yeah, I mean, whether
Then
or
I'll
not
explain
it happens, like the fact that it could happen, and that would be the result, and the result of the draft would be men having to go fight. The fact that exists is already proof of it. It's already proof of the inequality.
The fact that it exists is proof of the inequality. Okay, she's taking a pre-existing institution and she's saying, look at this. This is just natural. This is just the way it's supposed to be. That's what this is, yeah. Yeah, oh, don't you know? The draft is natural and the way it's supposed to be because it exists. And it has existed for so long. So clearly it's what we're supposed to do. Checkmate, libtards. I'm back. Woo! Yeah! Oh yeah! We're watching some more Leaflet. Let's go. Let's go. I love Leaflet.
Andrew
Yes.
Wilson's wife
Yes, about Andrew Wilson. Yeah.
Influencer and causes her to flee a podcast.
Oh, wow.
She roached out apparently. That's crazy. I want to see it.
Happens when Andrew Wilson's
I'm
wife
excited.
sits down with an
His
attractive
wife!
female conservative who has taken photos with Trump.
Oh,
and
jeez.
campaign for Turning Point USA. Claims the Second Amendment is women's rights. This one gets interesting. Andrew Wilson's wife goes
His
beast.
wife,
The
guys. His wife.
expectation is that when it comes down to it, the
Wait,
man...
is this a one-on-one? This is a one-on-one like Rachel
She got 3 baby daddies.
Wilson PvP. She's actually really good, by the way. Like Rachel Wilson, like you don't want to fuck around with her. Like she does not. Fuck
She's
around
good
with
at popping out babies with her multiple...
Women and children get the
I'm sorry for
for the women and the children. As long as that's the expectation, there's no such thing as equality, and that's never going to change.
And in reality, that doesn't happen. Does it?
She tries to counter this by claiming, yes, but that doesn't actually happen in
Andrew
reality.
Wilson
This
is the
Rachel
man that
put
stepped
her
up,
evidence.
bro.
As long as one
He's
sex
the
is expected
stepdad.
to die for the other, there cannot be equality.
Dude,
Yes,
if you were
She
my
doesn't know
stepdad,
it,
I'd
and
kill
quickly becomes apparent
myself.
She has not thought these things through in this way before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get off this podcast.
Well, you'd be a good sport, but people sent in some super chats.
Wait, hold on, that's it? Wait, that's it? That was the move? That was the move, like I FF off of that move? Like, actually? Huh? What? Did she, like, realize, like, I'm in deep shit? Is that what happened? Is, like, did she underestimate Rachel and just got, she thought she had this? Oh my god. How did you not look her up? How did you not look her up? If you were gonna, like, actually go to debate her in a 1v1, how did you not look her up in the first place?
There's no such thing as a love.
That's true. Big Jubilee and Superstar Nyman never quit. That's true. Neither did Chuck, right? They didn't quit either. So it's like that, dude. That's crazy.
Logic. There's no such thing as a love. Logic. How's that?
Are you serious?
This puts her in a
What
corner
the
because how can you claim that every life has equal value? How do you counter this argument? Because there is that expectation.
How about women sign up for the draft?
Well, what they again probably not gonna happen with.
The thing is there is a biological reason for this, and it just makes sense. Like if you think about it, you can intuit the biological reason behind it is that it only takes one dude to impregnate a bunch of women, but each woman themselves can create a baby as long as they're impregnated by a man, and you could have one dude do 10 women. So it's obvious that there's a reason why men are more expendable, at least like in a biological sense, right?
Why shouldn't we? But
What they
ought
did do
we to make it
recently-
fair? If you want equality,
I hate conservatives, dude. I really do, man. It's still, when they say shit like that, when they talk about like, oh yeah, men, they just like, sperm is many, egg is one. First of all, it's just kind of inaccurate, okay? Like what they're getting at, there is some truth to it. Like, the cost, this is the idea of, like, the cost of offspring. Okay, women, they're more selective, right? Men, not so much. It's just that, women, anyway, look, it doesn't even fucking matter, actually. What the fuck are we talking about, man? We're talking about the draft. There shouldn't be a draft at all. There should be no draft. We don't need a draft. That's it. It has nothing to do with fucking biology.
Wouldn't that be
Equality.
equal?
I want equality, which is why I want men to not have to sign up for the draft.
Oh yeah, but anyway, if I were to accept the framing, which is that we have a draft and like we should have one, which we shouldn't. Look, man, Leaflet, I don't know if you know this, but women can have multiple babies with multiple different men. Just like how men can have multiple babies with multiple different women. Okay? Kind of like, Andrew Wilson's wife, who has had multiple babies with multiple different men. Kind of like that.
Then if we get invaded by a foreign
How
power
we're
who
still going with
fights,
this. How about we finish?
You obviously have to be able to muster people up, like in the event of an emergency. I think the draft makes sense.
Because
that's what I thought.
No, it doesn't make sense. So, When we went to war with Iraq, with Afghanistan, did we need a draft? Oh, we didn't. Oh, whoa. That's so crazy. Wow. We didn't need a draft because enough men signed up. Okay, and women as well. Sorry, my bad. Okay, girl power. Okay, fucking people. We didn't need a draft because people volunteered. Enough people volunteered. Okay, during World War II, we had a draft, but a lot of people don't know this. We didn't really need one. Okay, because men were fucking tripping over themselves to volunteer. The fuck? And the same is true with the Vietnam War. Okay, I know, it's crazy. That one sounds like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about, Jay Stallion? Like, look it up. Okay, it's true. Lots of men wanted to go to Vietnam. I want to say, like, it was something, I read something like 90% of the soldiers in Vietnam were volunteers. And that was an incredibly unpopular war for its time. So, my point is the draft, we don't need it. Okay, we never have. I don't think. Yet, but we still have
The
it.
solution is like, how about just have no war? Like, what the fuck?
Run.
I mean,
You got
Well, yeah, hey, that actually is a solution, Leaflet, because it seems like our country be getting into a lot of wars that we don't need to engage in. So actually, yeah, that is a solution. No more war. Wow.
Like fucking spectating on the side.
Her only counter to this, which is the only counter you can make if you are in her position, is that is not equality, therefore we should not have the draft. The problem is, what if the draft is actually necessary in certain scenarios?
Yeah, and,
War is not
which
going-
it is. It's very obviously. I mean, this is the exact line of logic that you would head down. Is that it's necessary.
Oh, yeah, it's so obvious. It's so obviously necessary. Okay, well, explain. Because all you've said so far is that we need a draft. Because, we wouldn't be able to get the soldiers for the wars. Which isn't true. And then after that, you said that you implied that we have to have war. Which also isn't true. So, what's the reason?
Because
draft
war
is
is
not
not
going away.
Definitely
Even-
not.
even if
Although
they
I don't think
pass a
it'll ever
law.
be used because of, like you mentioned,
Wait, we're
Rachel,
closer.
technology.
That's crazy.
It tries to argue that the draft won't actually be necessary.
And even if you were to say that the draft wasn't necessary in the future, and that like we'll eventually have robots where people could like jack into the robots and then like control them, and some sort of like some sort of ghost in the shell sort of system. That doesn't change the fact of what we have now. So you're basically appealing to like some point in the future that like we don't know when it'll exist to make prescription.
Yeah, nobody is saying that. Did the person in the debate just say that? She's stupid. Okay, yeah, if she said that, she's stupid. Yeah. No shit, the technology doesn't exist. Dude, we don't need a draft. You have not given a legitimate reason. You have not stated why we need a draft. Am I crazy?
for today.
Because of technology and drones. Not sure about that. Watch what Rachel does with this.
Let's see it.
You don't
Did
think-
you just see
Oh my
how many
God.
men were in Russia and Ukraine over the past few years?
I'm talking about the
technology.
US,
did
the
not.
US, Rachel.
It would be the same
We're
thing
at
if we
war
were.
with Iran.
We
Yes.
have service people who are being right now there.
Which I disagree with.
It's very easy to say, well, I disagree with that, so
Yeah.
It is still meant to have access to the vote, and if they don't register for the selective service, technically felony,
Dude,
$250,000
Dude,
fine.
how do you fight Rachel like that? Like, what possessed you to like fight Rachel like this?
They're barred from certain federal
She
jobs
doesn't know, huh? She doesn't know that Rachel's really good and she's really smart.
from receiving federal student loans. So even then, they're
Disagree
still
with all that.
you.
Disagree with all of that.
What does that have to do with
is the
anything?
current status quo?
Yeah.
well, I disagree with that, so that's how I contend with the argument. But you're baking it into your argument.
Yeah.
I'm saying my argument is that we are not going to invoke a draft anytime.
How can you say
You
that
can't say
definitively?
that.
can't say that
There's
definitively.
we're
I
going
wish there
to.
was
In
a-
fact, it's inevitable that we will again at some point.
Rachel makes an interesting point about normalcy bias, which is
That's
worth
true.
understanding.
All
She just
alive.
lived.
That's true. The reason that we are inevitably going to have a draft is because our country keeps waging stupid, pointless, unpopular wars all the time. Every time. And people don't want to volunteer for them. Okay? The reason we didn't need a draft in the early 2000s is because of fucking 9/11. That's why. That's why it boosted the numbers way up. Okay, because Americans, we aren't afraid. Okay, we aren't. We're crazy. We are insane people. Okay, straight up. We do not give a fuck about anything. It's like, oh yeah, they attacked us. Yeah, well, let's go. Let's go over there. Like, let's go get them. You know, Americans, they just fucking, we do shit. Okay, they like, there ain't nothing stopping us. Nothing. Okay, but it's got to make sense. Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem with Americans. We're not gonna do shit unless it just makes sense. Cause of course, we might be crazy, we might be stupid, but we can't like delude ourselves. Okay, because we have this idea of like individuality, of freedom. Okay, Americans don't want to just like to feel like they're just falling in line. You know, we won't do that. If you try to make us do stuff, we will oppose it. Okay, we have to feel like we want it. Okay, that's America.
Lives in Delulu land where she has normalcy bias where in her lifetime this is how it's always been, therefore it's always going to be that way.
So, yeah, she doesn't consider like we could possibly be in the situation in the future and like we truly can. That since it didn't happen in my lifetime, it's impossible for it to happen.
So another fallacy.
Yeah, I mean, this is accurate. You know, unfortunately. Dude, this is like a worse version of the debate that Leaflet has with her token libtard every once in a while. Where she still sometimes, somehow, comes off as a dumbass. But, like, literally, these people, where did they find these dipshit libs? I don't understand it. I don't. It's crazy to me. Like, why would you do this? Why would you volunteer? If you don't know how to debate, please don't debate these people. Let someone else do it. Let someone else do it. Don't volunteer. You're not doing a service. You're not gonna like boost your views or whatever off of it. You're just gonna look like an idiot, and everybody's gonna make fun of you on both sides because you're stupid.
No.
That's it.
Statistical probability.
No, it's not. You have no statistics to back that up. You just keep asserting garbage.
And many people seem to have this idea that in the future warfare will just be electrical grids going down and drones, robots fighting robots, and we won't need the draft. So don't worry about the fact.
It always becomes advantageous in war, like to kill people, even in the case that you do have, right? Because humans are always going to be the source at the end. I mean, I don't know. There might be some scenario really, really far in the future where like that's not the case, but attacking humans is always going to be pretty good because even in the case that you have drones that are controlled by people, like, and you see this in the Ukraine war, that again, it's happening right now in the Ukraine war, where it is advantageous to directly attack drone operators. You don't just take out the drone, you take out the drone operator because the drone operator is the one who knows how to like, you can make another drone, and that one drone operator can keep operating drones as long as they're alive.
The draft exists and will continue to exist.
Rachel, wouldn't statistics...
Okay, are we done?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, kind of like what Busta Hundo is saying there, that humans are the means of production, less of the means, less ability to rebuild. Exactly. So like if you actually kill people, then you kill the expertise with them that allows them to continue the thing that they're doing. Whether that's building something, defending something, you destroy their capability of continuing. Because if you destroy the robots and then there's a controller behind the robots, they just make more robots. Furthermore, you could say like, well, you destroy the factories. Yeah, well, who's making the factories? There's like people making them, right?
Statistics would bear out that we're going to probably have a draft.
How is she a military expert? What does she know about warfare?
You have no idea about war. That's not true.
It's going to be drones,
It's going to be drones.
Yeah, it's all going to be drones.
It's going to be electrical grids going down. It's going to be cyber warfare.
And stupid.
That'll be a component.
Wait, how did this person on the right become like are they like an expert? I don't even know who they are. Are they supposed to be an expert in like this stuff? I mean, they sound like a political influencer or something like that.
So stupid.
The problem with someone in her position is that they must argue for why we don't need the draft, and you can't make that argument if it is what makes the difference in a
She's not
hypothetical
that
invasion.
stupid.
Okay, then if we get invaded by a foreign power, who fights?
How about we finish these? Because
That's what I thought.
Yeah, run.
I mean,
You got nothing.
I made my argument.
What you want is equality when and where it suits
I got my argument in.
you, and then you want men
Jeez.
to. As long as one sex
Holy
is expected
fuck.
to die for the other, there cannot be equality.
Yes.
Exactly,
Yes, that is
exactly.
absolutely right.
Correct.
Most men are not dying for women.
This has nothing to do with the frequency at which it occurs.
Yes.
This has to do with the reality
Yep,
of the expectation.
exactly.
The expectation is that when it comes down
Warren's like fucking on point with the commentary.
to it, the
Individual
men,
men are
the
not
women
out there
and children
dying
get the
for
lifeboats, and the men are supposed to sacrifice their lives for the women and the
Yes.
children. As long as that's the expectation, there's no such thing as equality, and that's never going to
And in
change.
reality, that doesn't happen, does it?
She doesn't know what hit her here. I don't think she was expecting this. I don't know how you could not expect this.
That's exactly what I said earlier. It's like, how did you not see this coming? Like, did you agree to like go on the show? You didn't even look up Rachel at all. Like, you had no clue. Like, why would you agree to that? Why would you agree to 1v1 someone and like you don't even know anything about them, like even like the basics?
Do a little bit of research, you can see this coming.
Christopher Scott, you said not allowing women to vote is illogical. What law of logic does not allowing women to vote?
Great question.
You said not allowing women to. You said not allowing women to vote is illogical. Logic does not allow women to vote. Okay.
Violate.
logic.
Do you want to respond to
You
that?
love logic. You should know the three
Adriana.
laws of logic, right?
I have not heard anyone like give an actual reason why we need a draft. The only thing that they've said is like, oh well, in the future we're gonna use the draft. Well, okay, the employment of a draft is not a reason to have a draft. That is not a valid argument. Okay, just because you're to say like, oh well, in the future we're gonna use the draft, we're gonna draft people, and that's why we need a draft. That's not a fucking argument, man. That's just saying like, oh well, we have it now and it's gonna be used in the future, so we should keep it. Okay, no man, it's fucked up. Why should? And as a man, by the way, I just wanna I want to say this at least once, okay? If you're a woman and you're saying this is like the one time where I get to say, "Fuck you, you asshole." You don't fucking have any. You're not putting your life on the line, right? You don't sign up for the draft. Fuck you. The fuck are you talking about this shit for? How about you shut the fuck up? Right? If you're not in the draft, if your name ain't in it, then don't fucking talk about it at all. Or certainly don't like argue for it. Oh yeah, I think that you should go die and fight and I don't have to because I want you to. Well, go fuck yourself. Die slow, you dumb cunt.
I've already answered that question multiple times. I'm trying to get off this podcast.
It's so remarkable that inevitably all these conversations end up going the same way, where the person is just, I can't handle this, I need to get off this podcast.
This is unreal.
Why?
You'd be a good sport, but people sent in some super chats.
There's no such thing as a law of logic. How's that?
Are you serious?
Okay, this is going to become a meme.
There's no such thing as a law of logic. How's that?
Chats?
There's no such thing as a law of logic. How's that?
The fucking Andrew Wilson Higuruma right here.
Chats?
There's no such thing as a law of logic. How's that?
And right when you think it can't get any worse, it gets worse.
Law of logic. That's a good one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you don't know that there's
Wait, do you want to do a bet? $1,000 bet.
A law of logic.
You just sat here on this podcast and the last podcast talking about how you're logical and you have the logic positions and you love logic, and then you said there's no such thing as the laws of logic.
It's worth knowing the three laws of logic. Let's just go over them. The law of identity, the law of excluded middles, and the law of non-contradiction.
What are the...
There's a single definition of the law of logic. Is that what you're arguing?
No, there's three laws of logic that govern
So there
how
isn't
logic
a single
works.
law of logic.
He said
Jeez.
which of the laws of logic, which law of logic does not allow women? Would it be? Oh, I'm not even gonna.
I love when Andrew just starts laughing. It's like the best. Like out of all of the kind of political, not really. He's not really. I'll explain it. Like cultural commentators, Andrew Wilson has the funniest laugh. It's like when he laughs, it's like shit is it's over basically.
The law of
He says,
identity.
what law of logic? He's asking which...
The law of non-contradiction. These are laws that govern what is logical. Otherwise, how would you know what's logical?
What's logical is that men and women hold equal inherent values.
Well, okay.
Okay, then why are men
Yeah,
expected
yeah,
to give their
explain it.
lives first? Maybe that's just baked within the...
It's so weird. It's like well, men and women are equal. Well, why? Because men and women are equal. But like here's a case in which they're not equal. Yeah, but they're equal. It's like
very
what's going
topical
on?
reality,
Like
given the biological differences. But you must contend with that reality. Biological differences that lead to them being treated unequally in the response of an emergency or crisis, a boat sinking, war, and you are contradicting yourself.
like it's always been like a thing. And
Okay, but that's not a reason to have a draft. That is maybe a reason to draft men and not women, but I still ask you, what are these differences that tell us that we have to draft men and not women? The fuck? Why can't women go serve too? Huh? Why can't we make them? What, because they're weaker? So? It's fucking war. Who cares? Okay, yeah, send them too. Am I crazy? Like there are other places in like they, you know, the argument that they're making here is that it's impractical to have women drafted, right? Because women are weaker or whatever. That's kind of the implication, right? Or am I straw manning? Okay, my bad. It's just there are people in this world, and I'm not saying that we should do this, okay, but they have drafted children, right? There have been children have been forcibly conscripted. Okay, and even in the United States, we have conscripted children. Not forcibly, to my knowledge. I might have to look into that. But anyway, child soldiers are a thing that other societies have done, right? And, well, why is that? Well, children are like really weak. You know, why the fuck would you want to have child soldiers? You want to know why? It's because children, they got hands and fingers. They can pull the trigger. That's all you really need. So women in the military. Now, okay, there are other reasons to not have women in the military. For example, if you are a woman in the military, it is highly likely you will be sexually assaulted. Okay, straight up. And this is just it's the culture of the military. Okay, and it's also the conditions that people are in the military. So women, they get sexually assaulted. Now, I personally don't really think that the solution to this is to stop women from joining the military or to not draft them. I think the solution to that problem is, two things, okay? Number one, actually, more like three things, okay? But we'll start with, like, military policy, which is two things, okay? Punish the people that do it immensely. Jail forever. What the fuck? Okay, and two, what was I saying? Punish them immensely. And also try to remove the conditions which cause it in the first place. Which brings me to the third thing, which is the way that we raise men. Okay, specifically the way we raise men to view women. You know, as trophies, as objects. That's, like, kind of fucked up. You know, we should, like, not do that. And whatnot. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Men's duty to sacrifice themselves. It's been like that forever, basically. Like,
dude,
are
fuck
we serious?
fuck
Like,
you. Yeah, we're serious. You want me to sacrifice myself? For you? For who? Who am I sacrificing myself for? For this government? For Israel? Why the fuck would I do that? I'm not doing that shit. The fuck? You go do it. You go fucking die in the desert, bitch. Fuck you.
Like, where are you getting this from?
You believe in is fairy tale stuff.
No,
it's only there, but it's only there granted to you by men. Do you understand that?
I understand that, Rachel. Our rights don't come from whether people...
Yeah, men are so awesome. Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
Rights are
yeah.
entitlement, absent duty. It's something that you just deserve. And women love to talk about what they deserve. The deserving. I deserve. Right?
deserving.
Women think of the world this way. This is a gender difference. Women think of
An entitlement absent of duty. Sounds like an Andrew Wilson definition.
What happened?
Man, that's so crazy. Oof, Cream Monarch, thank you so much for the 500. It's likely we won't get a draft, and nothing's certain. Never let the enemy think an option's off the table when it comes to defending our home. Yeah, I mean, whether or not it happens, like the fact that it could happen, and that
Look, I don't want to hear bitches talk about the fucking draft. I don't want to hear old ass men talk about the fucking draft. I want to hear 18 to 25-year-old men talk about the fucking draft. That's what I want to hear. I'm sick of listening to all you motherfuckers talk about this shit. Shut the fuck up! Old ass people, god damn.
Men having to go fight. The fact that exists is already proof of it. It's already proof of the inequality, right? It doesn't have to actually be realized in order to. The implication of it, like the duty of it, is already what makes it. Is already what makes it unequal. Kyrie, thank you so much for the 500. Logic not logicking when there's no logic to my unlogic. And only
Yeah,
logic to
okay, this is what she just said. Take note, okay, because that you. You know, I don't usually hear people phrase it like that, but what she just said is a fallacy. Okay, it is a, this is what Marx described as reification. Okay? Hear me out. Hear me out. So, when we talk about reification, we, conservatives like to talk about how, like, oh yeah, the working class, that's like reified, right? Collective identities, those are reified. Okay, no. That's fucking stupid. Okay, that's dumb. Now, treating these entities, these collectives, like physical objects, sure, that's reification. It's just that nobody fucking does that. Okay, reification, that is what Leaflet just did there. Okay, let me replay it. See if you catch it.
Yeah, I mean, whether
Then
or
I'll
not
explain
it happens, like the fact that it could happen, and that would be the result, and the result of the draft would be men having to go fight. The fact that that exists is already proof of it. It's already proof of the inequality.
The fact that it exists is proof of the inequality. Okay, she's taking a pre-existing institution and she's saying, look at this. This is just natural. This is just the way it's supposed to be. That's what this is, yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't you know? The draft is natural and the way it's supposed to be because it exists. And it has existed for so long. So clearly it's what we're supposed to do. Checkmate, libtards.
It doesn't have to be realized in order to. The implication of it, like the duty of it, is already what makes it. Is already what makes it unequal. Kyrie, thank you so much for the 500 logic, not logicking when there's no logic to my unlogic, and only logics when I logic. But Smoky Man bad, and that's worse. True. Thank you for the 500. Muffin, thank you so much for the 100 as well. Thank you so much. Look at Terminator. The robots overtook the people in the fight. In a couple of decades, wars are fought with robots. People will fight when the robots are defeated. I mean, you never know. Again, like it doesn't even matter. Like even if a war never happens, like even if you have, let's just say, I could tell you with the red truth that the war will never come in a million years. I could tell you that, or I could tell you it wouldn't come in 1,000 years, but like it comes sometime after that. It doesn't.
All right, look. Here's new rule. Okay, once we have robots that fight each other, and we're Ghost in the Shelling this shit, we draft only women. Only women. Women only draft. Okay, because men, we put in our years into this war thing. Okay, and it's because we were using our bodies. Alright, so if that's the reason, right, men are stronger, so we gotta go die. Okay, once we've got the drones and the robots, women only. Women get drafted. Fuck you. We put in our time. Hundreds of years men been getting drafted in this country. Alright, now women get to put their robot bodies on the line for Israel, okay?
The societal duty of men to be drafted is still present. Right? So like whether or not the thing happens has nothing to do with the equality, because the duty already exists.
Yeah, it already exists, so we should keep it. Fuck you. Genius. Yeah, wow, that was a fucking brain dead fucking video. Holy shit. I feel like I'm on crazy pills.